This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Morning Mysteries, where we're your hosts. I'm Grace.
And I'm Alexis.
And we are on to our second Totally Spies episode. If you are a new listener to the show, we do roughly 8-week-ish arcs of individual shows where we cover just whatever episode sounds like fun to cover. We don't really have a plan. And recap it to each other and speculate and tangent. And who knows what else will happen during this arc. It's still new to us. It's your first episode today, Alexis. So tell me a tale of these teenage Totally Spies.
Indeed, these teenage spies protecting humans when they feel like it.
When it's all in the fine print of their contract.
Exactly. Yeah. Jerry just said that they had the spy gene, not that they had like the hero gene. So you know. So last week you kicked us off with episode 1 of season 1 of Totally Spies. Mm-hmm. I was just like, I'll just do episode 2 of season 1 and then just start. Cool. So we'll just get the first 2 episodes out, give people a good view of what these girls are all about, what the show is all about. Because as you mentioned last week, later this year or next year, I forget.
Next year.
They're rebooting the show next year, 2024. Mm-hmm. They're rebooting the show on Cartoon Network. So pretty much just listen to this 8-episode arc of ours and you'll be totally ready to watch Totally Spies if you've never heard of it before.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Both to you, the audience, and to you, Cartoon Network, for getting the audience hyped.
Yes,
this is not a sponsored podcast, but it could be Cartoon Network. If you're listening.
Call us. Don't sue us. Call us.
Don't sue us. Just call. Yeah, don't have your lawyers call us unless it's a partnership agreement, not for a lawsuit or a cease and desist. Yeah. So, alrighty. This week in episode 2, we start off and we've got the girls, Sam, Clover, and Alex. They are on a mission in the French Alps. Randomly, I will just note that it is at 10 a.m. because sometimes they have this cool little time stamp on the bottom of the screen whenever the girls are on their missions. And also because I would like to note that is when they should be in school. But I digress.
We're in the Alps.
Whatever. They're in the Alps, though. It's cool. It's their lunch break. Early lunch. So
French.
Essentially, French class, boom, exactly. Immersion. That's the best way to learn.
Exactly.
I can tell you, which I will, by the way, perhaps brag a bit about my French knowledge on this episode.
I expect you to speak French then during this episode.
Just you wait. Wait.
I'm
There's
ready.
Like 2 lines. That's it.
Yes.
So, all right. They're in the French Alps in what is partially a mission and partially some R&D, some research and design, because they've got this new whoop technology that is specifically called the Evapoblaster. And it really is just this big gun type looking thing that evaporates liquids, or I guess, liquids. So they're up there in the French Alps, and their goal is to stop this avalanche while using the Evapoblaster by evaporating the plume of snow into a downfall of rain / just water.
Okay.
And the girls do this. They succeed. You know, it's pretty scary at first to see this just massive avalanche coming down this mountainside, but they swoop in, they figure out how to use this new Evapoblaster gun, and they save the day. But they're like less than thrilled about this mission because they're really just saying that the new tech that Whoop is all excited about is really just a glorified hair dryer. And they are starting to feel like their assignment in the Alps was totally lame because like they're looking around and all they really see is this herd of goats at the bottom of the mountainside. And they're like, okay, wow. So we're practically just forest rangers. And Sam is like, yeah, or I guess like goat babysitters. But it's pretty funny because they kind of, being teenage girls from Bel Air, as the French would
Oh.
like to portray them,
Uh-huh.
they like fail to take this larger grasp of their surroundings
But
and
they're
see that
fucking in the French Alps.
they're in the French Alps, but also there is a village like right beyond this herd of goats that you see. Like you see houses and stuff like over, not that far over the
But it's
horizon.
like not
So
even a metropolitan.
I know, like, oh, we
Where's
didn't
the
save
mall?
anyone. Sam was like, yeah, we're goat babysitters. Meanwhile, you see like kids like cowering for the impending avalanche in these buildings. So they did actually save a lot of lives. They just don't realize it and thus think that their mission was like totally lame. So the girls, they make their way back to Beverly Hills and they're hanging out at Sam's house. And at this point, it's about 8 p.m. So I guess maybe they caught their studies for a few hours and now they're chilling, but also like it's getting kind of late.
Are they still in the French Alps? Like in France?
No. They're back at Sam's. They went back to Beverly Hills.
I wasn't sure if it was like, oh, sorry, you said Beverly Hills. I wasn't sure if Sam's family had like a chalet.
Probably because
that's why I asked.
I didn't really mention it, but Sam's house is fucking
like
massive. It's
yep, they
huge.
all are.
Yeah, all of them are. And I didn't like describe it in here, so I can't like really say like exactly what it looks like, but it's massive. Like think the White House, but like Italian Riviera style, like beautiful.
Amazing.
So the girls are all in here hanging out in this massive like chill out room that they have with these what do you have, like the in-bed sofas that are like built into the ground, hanging out, massive television in front of them. They're just chatting, but really mostly complaining about their supposed spy work and wishing that they had more to look forward to as cutting edge teenage spies. And so they decide to make a trip to the mall, actually, to get clothes and prepare for an upcoming snowboarding trip that they're going on for school.
Oh.
Classic. And they were just in the Alps. So this is like perfect prep. They're ready. They know. Okay. They're like, oh, we know what we need to buy. Exactly. Yep. And at this point, it's 9 p.m. I did not realize malls stayed late or stayed open this late, but whatever. In
Bel Air, they do.
In Bel Air, exactly. So the girls, they all kind of split up and they're shopping. They're doing their own thing at the mall. You know, Sam's trying on clothes. Clover is at the arcade playing a snowboarding game, but like also totally just flirting with this guy who is also playing the snowboarding game. And Alex is at the salon getting her hair done and just, you know, kind of looking at her nails, reading a magazine. But as they're doing all of their individual things, they're like continuously being pestered by Jerry, their handler / guardian, who owns the founder of Whoop. And he's reminding them of various tasks and to-dos, like, you know, calling them on their phones or projecting his hologram in the mirrors that they're looking at. Again, surveillance everywhere. Is crazy. Whoop has ridiculous technology to be able to spy on their own spies.
Yep.
So the girls were like very annoyed by Jerry's pestering, and they decide to leave the mall and make their way back to Sam's, where again, they're just continuing to vent about the struggles of the spy life and how they can't even get ready for their trip without Jerry bugging them. And just as the girls decide to like, you know, put their feet up, chill, lean back in the sofa and, you know, talking about how they need to actually confront Jerry about these boundaries, they are in classic fashion sucked into this like portal through Sam's television.
The
television. Even scarier, like some poltergeist shit.
Yeah.
And it sends them, though, thankfully, not to the ether realm or whatever the fuck, the astral plane.
Demon plane.
Yeah. And instead sends them directly to the Whoop headquarters. And so they land in HQ and they're like, all right, cool. No time like the present. Let's go ahead and put our foot down and talk to Jerry right now about these boundaries that need to be set. But when they like find themselves in there, they stand up and collect themselves, you know, primping their hair and everything. They see a man who is clearly not Jerry in Jerry's chair at his desk. And the man introduces himself as Mac Smith. And he is a much younger, much more handsome man, nice brunette, thick brown eyebrows, very chiseled jaw and everything. And he informs the girls that he is actually their new handler, as Jerry has finally decided to retire from the agency after 35 successful years.
Oh.
And so Mac at this point turns on a video feed in the office, and this large TV behind them turns on, and we see Jerry already in golfing clothes on the golf course, saying indeed that he has decided to retire and can no longer help them as he enjoys his retirement and golf game. And then he swings right off the green and gets almost like a hole in one, and then the video fades out. Of course, it's Jerry. He's a beast.
He can do everything.
And so the girls are a bit shocked. They're like, what? It seems like literally just yesterday that Jerry was all up in our business, and out of nowhere he decides to retire. And Mac, this new guy, he assures the girls that they'll have time to get acquainted and get to know each other, aka don't worry, I'll pester you eventually once I get settled into this new role.
But first, to set new passwords and stuff, but then go through HR.
Exactly.
But
got HR training, ethical training I got to do, sexual harassment training, all these things.
All of it.
I got to do all this stuff first, and then I promise you, I will be all up in your business.
I will
just
call
like
you
Jerry was. Yes. But first, before I do that, I got to send you guys on a very important mission right off the back. First assignment to you girls, getting my feet wet. And so Mac hands them these Whoop authorized platinum credit cards and says that their first mission, should they choose to accept it, is to use... You have no choice. They're supposed to use these credit cards while shopping at Les Grandes Galeries shopping mall in Paris. And so he outfits them with a few other gadgets, because they're like, okay, credit cards, that's a good start. But Jerry always gives us gadgets. So where are our gadgets? Yeah. And so, like you did last week, we'll real quick highlight what he gives them.
Love the gadgets.
They've got this really cute parasol crossbow, aka parasol and umbrella, that also shoots out a fucking. I think when we see them use it, it shoots out like a plunger, but a crossbow.
Still. Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, careful. They just hold it like a gun, and it just shoots right out. Cool. And then they've also got these super cool jetpack backpacks that are very cute. I think it's a pink floral design backpack that also just has these jetpacks shoot out the side of it. And then they've got these cute watches that are called crime scene scanner watches, where they can just hold the watch up to anything and it'll bring up fingerprints and ID anyone whose fingerprints are at the scene of the crime. They've got your episode last week, the tornado in a hairspray can. You explained that then. Pretty much you spray it, tornado comes out. And then they also have a tube of immobilizing suntan lotion, which is this spray that comes out of a suntan lotion bottle and freezes or stuns, I guess, whoever is hit with the spray. So the fuck is going down at this mall?
Yeah, I was gonna say
a crossbow.
Crossbow. You forgetting about that? Yeah, he hasn't explained to them what they're going there for yet.
No, he just says, go shopping here.
Okay.
And here your fun gadgets. Have fun at the mall, girl.
Interesting.
You're going back to France, BT Dubs. You were just there this morning. We're sending you back tonight.
Going back.
Yep. Okay. So Mac, he sends them on their way, and they arrive à Paris at 11h, aka 11 a.m. Prête à magasiner, aka ready to shop.
Great. I was going to say, what?
What? And that's all the French that I'm going to do, because otherwise, what's the point? Who is
what's the point is that you're impressing me.
Les hommes français.
What does that mean?
What's the point? The French woman.
Oh. I know no French.
Sorry. So, side note though, the animation and decor of the mall that they go to makes it look like an actual mall that is in Paris called the Galerie Lafayette Haussmann. It's okay. I'm not going to keep going. Now it just sounds esoteric and super annoying of me.
No, I love it.
I have been there before though. anyway. It's actually a super beautiful, nice.
Do they sell crossbows?
They do have a department, perhaps, for athletic gear. I don't know for sure, but I would not be surprised by the sheer size of this place. It's massive and just beautiful chandeliers everywhere. Beautiful. I don't know architecture styles, but these beautiful pillars and columns that are like separating the different levels and the floors. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And clearly was the inspiration from the way that this mall here was animated. Just saying, what they call it in the show is not what it's called in real life, but you can see the inspiration.
It's basically that. Yeah.
It's basically that. So the girls, they're going through this mall. They've got like shopping bags lining their arms. They've clearly had a great time using this platinum credit card. Yeah. And as they're walking through the mall, they're, talking about how great and smart and cool Mac is. And Alex, though, she's like, yeah, he is really great. But, while we're here, maybe we should also buy a nice retirement gift for Jer Bear.
Oh, cute.
So, yeah.
Jer Bear.
She doesn't actually say that, but I couldn't help.
We're going to now. Absolutely.
It's such a good name. So she phones him, does the video chat through her little their makeup compact things that have the video screen on them. And she asks Jerry, hey, what do you want for retirement? But the video shows him, this dude, he's still on the golf course, still in his full golf outfit. And he's like, sorry, can't talk to you. I'm retired now. And then shuts off the feed. And so they're like, okay, that's fucking rude, but
we're
whatever.
Giving you a present.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll just spend that money on us instead. And Sam is like, or we could buy a welcome gift for Mac, because a little generosity can go a long way.
Get some promotions.
Sure. It's like teenagers.
Yeah.
So, and I also just want to note though, Sam is really into Mac. She's swooning over this guy.
As soon as you said he was handsome, I was like, oh no.
Exactly. So yeah, it's not Clover who's boy crazy in this one. We've got Sam, who is just all over this guy, which fair girl. For a cartoon character, this guy is very handsome. But also, how old are you?
There's a lot of gray area in this show about the fact that these are teenagers.
Yes. And so I'm not sure, they can drive. So I think it's safe to assume they're maybe juniors or seniors.
Yeah.
But we're not positive that they're older than 16 or even 18.
Yeah.
And even if it is, Mac is much older than that still. He's got to be pushing 40.
He's not 19.
If not, yeah, exactly. Exactly. This guy is now the head of Whoop, I guess, technically. So he's not also a teenager. He's older than you and I are probably. Yeah. So still Sam, red flagish, but okay, whatever, Sam. So anyway, Clover, she whips out this platinum credit card to get ready to make a purchase for this gift that they've found for Mac. I think it's a nice jacket or something like that. But right as she whips the card out, it actually someone seems to have control over it, and it flies out of her hands, floats above them in the air, and razors pop out of either side of the card. And the card starts spinning around like those fucking scary things in Wild Wild West that are chasing after them. And it starts destroying and cutting up everything in sight in the mall, and chases after the girls as they run away for safety.
Was the cashier Americans?
So disastrous everywhere they go. That was not a French accent, but whatever. It was German.
I didn't know how to say the line in French, so I just said Americans.
These Americans, so disastrous everywhere they go.
Oh, these Americans.
Oh, sacre bleu.
Actually, I think there might be some sacre bleus thrown out during this episode. So,
amazing.
But it really, this card, it is scary. It would be very scary because it almost seems that this card is being controlled by a remote, the way that it's able to follow these girls up and down aisleways and into dressing rooms and stuff where they're trying to hide. So ultimately, this card, it fucking wrecks the department store and all of the stuff that the girls have just purchased. Like their bags torn to shreds.
Oh no.
The clothes that they have. And Clover is obviously pissed. Like,
Yes.
what a waste. That was cashmere. Yeah.
I mean, true.
But
that was a waste of money.
Very true. Cashmere, like, if someone messed up my cashmere, I too would be fucking furious. And I would do
out.
what exactly. But I would also do what Clover is getting ready to do. She grabs a high heel that's on display, and as the card is closing in on them, she just fucking smashes the card with this heel, breaking it into a bunch of pieces. And hilariously, after they all catch their breath from this debacle, Clover is like, okay, that's a little more purchasing power than I was looking for. Which I don't know why, but I fucking love that line so much. I cracked up so hard when she said that.
There's a lot of good one-liners.
There are. The girls are very funny, aka the writing is very, very funny in this show.
Yes, exactly. Like there's a lot of puns that they make related to their missions.
Yes. So the girls, they book it back to Whoop HQ to tell Mac what's happened. And when they arrive, they see Mac. He's like in the office trying on a spacesuit. I guess he's like trying to see if everything fits him and making sure that everything is good in the office. And Mac is he's like shocked to see them and surprised that they ended their shopping spree so quickly. So Sam tells him, like, thank you so much for giving this credit card. Like, it was so nice of you, but like, we did have some problems with it, just so you know.
We already spent about 50 grand and we can't return anything because it's destroyed.
It's destroyed.
They wouldn't take it back.
Sorry about it. And so Mac is like, oh no, were the cards declined? Like, what do you mean you had some problems with them? And Alex is like, actually, the cards tried to fucking kill us, just so you know. They destroyed everything. And Mac's like, what? What are you talking about? And Clover's like, yeah, it really happened. And we can prove it by the $200,000 credit card bill that you're about to receive for all of the damages caused.
Right on top of what we bought.
Exactly. Yeah, that's literally just for the damage. Sorry about it. So Alex at this point is like, aren't you at all worried, Mac, that like we were almost killed? Like honing in on that slight, fact
detail.
Once again. Yeah, like minor detail here, but the cards almost killed us. And Sam, though, cuts her off like, Alex, Mac is an agent. He's been an agent for so long. He's probably faced much more dangerous situations than this on a daily basis. Like he's not phased. This is trivial to him.
But your agents were almost murdered. That should, no matter to what extent, be a concern.
Like, you should be concerned about this.
Yeah.
Yes. So Mac, he apologizes to the girls. Like, you're right. Like, I'm so sorry. Let me make it up to you. That should not have happened. Like, I don't know, maybe this was like a prototype shit. I mixed it up with the actual cards. Might be. And so he's like, how about this? Let me send you girls on a cliff diving trip to Acapulco. Does that sound fun? And the girls are like, we're kind of good on international travel for now. Like, we were in the French Alps yesterday morning. We just got back from Paris this evening. We have school tomorrow. Let's just call it a day.
Yeah.
And Mac is like, okay, how about instead you guys can just drive my brand new car, which is like obviously a red convertible. You can use that to get home and, have a fun, nice ride back. So the girls, they take off in this new car and they're like speeding through these winding roads and hillsides on their way back to Beverly Hills, talking about how cool this car is, how fast it is. And of course, Sam is just talking about how amazing Mac is. Like, man, he's great. He's clearly got so much money too to have this awesome car. And while the girls are driving, they see a sunglasses shop off of the main road. And so they decide to pull over to buy a pair. And hilariously, Alex, again, which probably another great reason why you and I are both like, oh yeah, we were totally Alex. Alex is like, what do we need sunglasses for? It's nighttime.
I didn't even put that together.
As soon as she said that, I was like, thank you, Alex. That's like, this reminds me of like driving around with my mom when I was younger. My mother loves to shop. I've never loved shopping that much. Like, I like shopping for certain things, but she would love spending hours in the mall. And I would literally say something like that to my mom, like, why do I need this sweater, Mom? It's summertime. She'd be like, because it's on sale now. Or like, why do we need sunglasses? It's nighttime. So I was like, Alex, I resonate with you so much to my core.
And being like, I'm fucking tired. Why are we making this pit stop?
Exactly. We
No
almost
reason.
just
Get
got
me
killed.
home.
Yeah. I want to go home.
I jet lag.
And so Clover is like, well, Alex, it's not a question of function, but a question of fashion, which I love these girls so much and this writing. It's beautiful. So they all hop out of the car and they start walking into this store. But before they can reach the door and like actually go in, the car explodes. You just see like massive plume of fire, like loud explosion. The girls all duck and get down, and pieces of the car, like shrapnel, flying everywhere, leaving nothing but this cloud of black smoke in its place. Comic relief, though. Clover's like, wow, I guess this car really is the bomb.
Clover.
I think that's the last joke I have in here. It is genius. It's so good. It's so clever. And so the girls, they pull out their crime scene watch scanners.
Oh, yep.
And they're looking around for a second, trying to figure out what the hell happened. And they find like a stick of C4, which is like an explosive, I think maybe like a type of dynamite or something, by the wreckage of the car.
Oh, shit.
And Sam scans it with her crime scene detector thing, and she is able to pick up some fingerprints on it. Cool. And she pulls up all the information because whoop, surveillance state, intense.
It's everywhere, yep.
And the fingerprints belong to a certain person called Tim Scam. And they don't have a picture of his of this guy in the system, but they notice that he's got a rap sheet that is quote unquote longer than Clover's list of ex-boyfriends, which Clover's like, he wishes. Okay, that might be the last joke.
No, I love that.
And so Sam's like, shit, like we got to get back to HQ and warn Mac that this guy is clearly, after us. This seems to be a pattern unfolding where, maybe he was behind the credit cards malfunctioning and now he's trying to blow up this car. Malfunctioning.
That's when it's a very kind way of doesn't work. This went into a ninja star that tried to cut our heads off.
It malfunctioned, Grace. It's not exactly what the designer meant for it to do.
True. Okay, I take it back. Okay. Yes, you're right.
So Alex calls Mac's office, but says that there's no answer. So she's like, he must be busy. I don't know. And so the girls are like, well, we can't really drive back. Oops. We'll have to tell him his car was blown up.
Yeah, awkward.
They whip out their jetpack backpacks and they fly over to HQ to warn Mac. So when they get there, the lights in his office are all turned off and he's nowhere to be found. And Alex is like, okay, well, maybe we should just leave him a note. And Clover's like, yeah, just a note that says a vicious criminal's out to kill us and just blew up your brand new car. By the way, let's do lunch tomorrow to get to know each other. BT dubs. Sorry about it. So Alex, she's like, okay, whatever, rolls her eyes at Clover, makes her way to Mac's desk, and she begins rifling through things. And out of his desk falls a file on the schematics of the Evapoblaster and also a file on this Tim Scam character. So he's like, Mac must already know about this guy, and he must already know that Tim Scam's after us. We gotta see, what's in these files, because that's clearly why he was reviewing them.
Guy who's trying to kill us.
Exactly. And so upon further inspection of these files, Sam notices that the file on Tim Scam is actually a Whoop employee file. And she realizes from reading it that Tim Scam is a former Whoop agent.
Oh no.
And so she kind of says out loud while, like, looking through the documents, like, he used to be a weapons technician 20 years ago, and that he was fired for illegal use of Whoop technology, specifically when he attempted to use the technology to, carry out a massive bank heist. And so Clover
he
is
just got fired, not like arrested.
Yeah, he was fired. Yeah, the feds came for him later.
Yeah, I guess
like,
so.
This is enough punishment for you. You're fired, good sir.
Get out of here.
Good day. So Clover's like, well, 20 years ago, that means that he probably knows Jerry, or Jerry probably knows about him. So let's call Jerry then and see what we can find out.
Smart.
And so they call him. And again, it's a video call. But this time, or I should say, not this time, just like last time, it shows Jerry still on the golf course, like, sorry, I can't help you. I'm retired. And then it like fades out. And Clover's like, okay, super rude. What the hell? This is an emergency. I don't care if you're retired.
Yeah.
So she calls again, like immediately after, but it's the exact same video feed from before. And now Sam is like, wait a minute. This is not a live video feed. This is on a tape loop. This is the same video that keeps playing over and over. And it starts to almost like skip as she's saying it. Like, I'm on retirement. I'm on retirement.
Oh no.
Okay. And so they're like, wait a minute. Tim Scam must be behind all of this. And they come to and as they come to this realization, right as they say this, a ceiling tile in the office begins to shake and rumble, and it falls down right in front of them. And through it comes a man, like from a grappling hook almost, in this actually very dope fit. Not gonna lie, I would rock this if there's like a gender neutral version of it. He's got this like long, deep purple puffy trench coat on with green pants, goggles, and like these dark gloves and a green beanie. It looks super dope, whatever. Absolutely. But suffice it to say, since he's got on the beanie and the goggles, you can't ID him. But he jumps down from the ceiling tile, points a gun at the girls, and tells them to hold it right there.
Oh, shit.
The girls are like, oh my God, it's Tim Scam, most likely. And they book it the fuck out of the office as this dude is literally shooting at them. Like, you hear like the bullets, you see like the blasts of light from the gun. Totally Spies is totally violent. So the girls, they run out of there and they make their way down to the Whoop vehicle storage room. And they hop into these dope ass like cruiser type things that also fly and levitate. I honestly can't describe. Think of like, if you're familiar with Tron, like the cool like bike type things like that they ride on.
Things.
Yeah, but they also have like a hood over the top of it too.
Yeah.
So you can like do circles and loop around. They're awesome.
It's basically that.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so they hop into them. And of course, each one of the girls hops into one that like matches their spy suits, which they're not wearing, obviously. Cute. But Clover is in like a green one or in a red one. Sam's in green. Alex is in a yellow one. But there's also a fourth black one there that Tim Scam then follows and jumps into and chases on after them.
Pretty cool sounding
scene. It is dope. It's awesome. And so this massive chase scene ensues where the girls are like riding all through Whoop headquarters, going through all of these corridors and like different like testing facilities throughout, where at one point you see them like on this bridge. It's almost like being at an aquarium. I don't know if you remember going to like the Newport Aquarium in northern Kentucky, how they have like that walkway where you can go through and it's like a tank surrounds the entire thing. Yeah. It's like one of those, but you see like a massive like H.P. Lovecraft style like sea monster like swimming.
What the fuck is going on at Whoop?
I honestly think they have accessed like another realm, and they have like teleported monsters, like Cthulhu type monsters.
And they got teleported through a TV. They know portals.
They know.
So you ain't wrong.
Mac was right. Jerry put in 35 amazing years at Whoop. The technology and the achievements he was able to do, like
unheard of
by
that
anyone in science or in the spy world. Yeah. So this chase, it takes them all throughout the agency, and they're just kind of wrecking shit, obviously, in their wake.
Yeah.
And Tim Scam, he's chasing them down this hallway eventually, and these cruisers that they're on, they have guns outfitted on them too. And so he shoots one at Sam's cruiser, and it's like a freezer ray of some sort. I don't know, and it freezes one of these wheels or like one of the components on Sam's cruiser, and it sends her crashing into this laboratory testing room off of the hallway. And so she's out of the picture now. And Tim is like, all right, now I can just chase after Alex and Clover. And so the girls, those two, they cut real quick around a corner, and they're able to outsmart him by jumping off of their cruisers into this like waste or sewage duct that is in this hallway that they're in. Again, Whoop HQ is wild. I don't know, but they jump down into it as Tim continues down the corridor chasing after these now pilotless cruisers. Yes, because he did not see them jump off because they did it right when they turned the corner. So Alex and Clover, they are huddled at the bottom of this sewer. They're like waiting for the coast to be clear. Like, oh my God, let's make sure he's gone before we get back out there and find Sam. But right as they're getting ready to get up, they hear footsteps approaching from the sewer grate above them. And they can see the shadow of a man through the cracks of the grate. And so you see Alex, she like clenches her fist, like ready to go. Like, all right, time to whoop some ass. Like, I don't know who's about to come through this, but fight or flight.
It's going down. They all have the fight response.
Ultimately, that is the spy gene. That's it. Like, they're always ready to fight, always ready to throw hands.
Full throwdown, yeah.
So the sewer grate, it like quickly opens up. And thankfully, we see Mac instead. It's not Tim. And so they all look confused, though, or Mac particularly is confused. Like, what the hell is going on here? Why are you in a sewer? What is going on with all this damage around HQ? And why do you guys look so scared? But just fill me in, brief me in.
Yeah, I was like, why aren't there alarms going off at Whoop HQ that shit's being destroyed? But apparently it does sound like one.
Maybe there are.
Yeah. It's just not loud alarms. It all gets sent to their devices or something.
Perhaps. Okay. Silent alarms so that the burglars or the thieves, the criminals aren't, aware that they're about to be killed and hunted down. Exactly. So Mac, he helps them out of the sewer, and Alex tells him like, oh my God, we're so happy it's you and not Tim. Like, Mac, you need to know, Tim Scam, we saw the file in your office. He's somewhere in the building. He's been chasing after us. And Mac's like, okay, shit, here we go. And so he's like, all right, come with me, girls. But before we go, do you guys still have like any of your weapons? Like, I'm empty-handed. I need something. Specifically, you got that suntan lotion? Because I could use that to help us get back to my office. And so Clover's like, yeah, sure, here. And hands him her bottle of the suntan lotion.
Okay.
And they start to make their way down the hallway. And so she asks Mac what he's going to do about Tim's scam. But at this moment, the three of them are walking past a mirror, and they look into the mirror. Of course, Clover and Alex always got to check themselves. And as they're walking, they notice that the reflection of Mac Smith's name badge reads Tim Scam.
Oh my God.
And the girls stop in their tracks, realizing that Mac is Tim. But before they
can come up with a new name.
I know.
Pulled a fucking Tom Riddle Voldemort, but lazier. He didn't
even lazier. It's just backwards. Tim Scam backwards. Baldy is way more clever.
Lazy.
Super fucking lazy.
Oh,
So
shit. Okay.
before the girls can make a run for it, Mac/Tim sprays them with the
Yep.
suntan
Of course.
lotion, sending them into this like paralytic state,
Oh,
frozen in place.
That's
Hilarious.
pretty
They're like frozen in running mode though. So like one leg is up and their arms are like,
scary.
And meanwhile, Sam, and yes, that would be terrifying, by the way.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fucking scary
oh shit,
situation.
the killer is in the room. The killer
Right.
is you. We're
Yes,
frozen
and
now
we're
by
frozen.
the killer. Yikes.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, while all this was happening, Sam regained consciousness
Right.
and
Thrown
composure.
off.
This very terrible crash into this weapons lab or this testing lab. And she notices that the evapo blaster that they were using at the beginning of the episode, it's just like sitting out. And it's also been modified with a missile guidance system that's just like attached to it, which is just like an extra little tube that's like nailed on or whatever.
Add-on.
To this guy. Yeah. Normal mods for, spy gear, whatever. Yep. And so Sam's like, well, that's weird. Not only is it weird that they just left this thing sitting out, usually these are in like lockers or locked away in rooms, but also that someone modified it with this missile guidance system. And so Sam leaves the lab and, she's looking for Alex and Clover, and she eventually sees them, standing, aka frozen in the hallway, like in running position. But for whatever reason, she doesn't realize that they've been stunned. So she walks up to them and she's like, oh my God, I'm so glad you guys are okay. But then when she gets closer, she's like, oh wait, you guys are frozen, like waving her hands. Everything okay? What's going on? And at that moment, Tim Scam / Max Smith pops up from behind a corner and stuns her too before she can even get a word out. Yep. Stuns her too. So eventually the stun tan lotion does wear off. So this isn't a Whoop device that kills you. It's supposed to just buy you some time, maybe so that you can stun someone and then throw them in jail and then deal with them later.
Yeah.
In this case though, when the stun tan lotion wears off, the girls wake up and they are in a space shuttle.
What?
What? That is literally, as the little card at the bottom of the screen says, somewhere in space. They've
left the Earth's atmosphere?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're launched. They launched. They are off. They're not even in like close, like near orbit. Like they're way out there.
Whoa, I did not see this coming. Okay.
And so then Tim / Mac, who again, like I said before, he was trying on that spacesuit. So clearly he was like, that was a little clue exactly that the writers were trying to give us there. So he appears on a video feed in the shuttle, telling the girls, relax and enjoy the ride. And then villain montage.
Yes.
Tells the girls, tell me your plan. What are you doing? Why are you evil?
Hear it.
So he tells the girls that he plans on using the modified evapo blaster to evaporate all of the Earth's water supply from the safety of his spaceship. Like, dude, who hurt you? What the hell? This is very intense.
What? Okay, keep going. I'm so... Sir, what's the plan?
What? And so Sam is like, hey, dude, we read your Whoop file. We know all about your criminal past. And Tim admits that, Whoop never appreciated his true genius and that it low-key apparently sent him into a state of madness when he was fired for his own doing.
Already a villain. You were already doing bad things, like a bank heist.
Yeah, it's not like they fired you just because, like, you didn't fit in with the office culture. Like, you're a vicious criminal.
Right, a violent criminal. Also, like, is his plan he wants to murder everyone on the planet then? Because he's evaporating it, including all the animals in life? And then what's his plan?
Exactly. Which, again, my question, dude, who hurt you? Like, I understand it if you want to get revenge on Whoop. if you want to get revenge on Jerry, not saying it's right, but I get that you have a personal beef with them.
Yes.
But what did the innocent, like, I don't know, slow lorises in Asia and Cambodia do to you? Like,
What did,
why did
like,
they need to die?
What did the cashier at that French mall, that Parisian mall, do to you?
He's just
So,
crazy.
as a really brief side note, it's so funny that
Go
your
for
question
it.
is who hurt you? Because I'm pretty sure in one of my future episodes, I wrote in, or I thought about writing in the line from like, was it Good Will Hunting? No, I don't know the fuck movie it's from, of just like, yeah, like, who did this to you? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Or like, it's not your fault. It's not your
It's
fault.
not your fault. It's not your fault.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
whatever that famous scene is, like,
Yeah.
that is the theme for every single villain, of just like, who did
Pretty
this?
much.
No. So,
Because it also relates to your episode last week with Sebastian, the villain. Like, dude, who hurt you to the point where you need to kill all of these innocent teenage fans of this pop star, and to the point where you want to overthrow all world governments and take control? Like, I don't even think, like, we don't have time to wildly speculate the timeline of what is leading these villains to do these things.
Especially
like, this is drastic.
And especially the, like, not just who hurt you, of like, I'll just set off like an atomic bomb and kill everyone immediately. Like, this is a slow
thing.
Yeah. Like, this is a painful death. Evaporating all of the water on Earth is a painful death.
Dying from like dehydration and starvation is torture. Like, that's not.
Yeah, this is a dark death.
Yeah. Like, I cannot. Again, we don't have time even to wildly speculate the things that must have happened in these people's lives. Like, I don't know, maybe bonus content one day we'll like go back and revisit these villains, because it's crazy what they're trying to do. It's like beyond James Bond level. Like, the villains in James Bond wouldn't even do this, because they're like, there's like no money to be made from doing that, and I can't live on a planet. What am I going to do? Just like float in space by myself?
Like, like, again, what's his plan? Is he going to re-evaporate the world so he can then live on it? No, he's just becoming the book The Martian, the movie The Martian, but with these three spies now. Like, he's dead Jerry, too.
Who I will get to in a second.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, sorry. Keep going. This is just fucking wild of a plan.
It's good. I love that we're doing this, because honestly, I'm almost done with this episode. So, like, let's just keep adding in slight tangents, because it's kind of a shorter one. So, Tim, after telling them all of this, like, or I should say Sam, she's still pretty pissed. She's like, I can't believe I ever thought you were cool and smart. Now I realize that you're just another immature, run-of-the-mill terrorist.
Say that?
Quote unquote. That's what she says. Which, like, also, I mean, he's obviously pretty smart. So, like, he hasn't disproved that. But maybe not that cool. But also, run-of-the-mill terrorist. Like, you're just like all the rest.
Exactly. Like, I've seen your type before.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember ISIS ever trying to evaporate all of the world's water supply. Not saying that this is also in favor
like a good
of them.
idea.
Yeah, but
he's clearly a genius, because he's infiltrated
easily.
The secret state. It was no props. Okay, go on.
And because it is now revealed that he is obviously Tim Scan, the genius weapons tech that was fired 20 years ago, which also further proves that he's way too old for Sam if he worked there 20 years ago and probably was not some spring chicken 20 years ago.
He's definitely middle-aged plus.
Yes, but still very handsome, I will say. So then Tim, at this point, he's like, I'm done with you guys. So he launches their shuttle further into space and tells them to tell Jerry that he says hello.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So, with the girls out of the picture, Tim, he suits up, he gets on that spacesuit, he exits the spaceship, he's got the modified Evapo blaster in hand. He blasts it at Earth. This thing is very long range, apparently. I guess thanks to the missile guidance system attachment.
Yep. Okay.
He shoots it from space, and we immediately see oceans start to run dry and ships are like now exposed and like
Oh my
breaching
God.
on the shores. We see temperatures rising. We see humans beginning to panic, like as their ice cream is melting. I don't know if that actually happens, but you know what I mean? Like people are freaking out. They're trying to drink water and the water just like disintegrates or evaporates
oh my
from
God.
their
blood
bottles.
is
And
their bodies are probably also about to boil alive and be evaporated.
probably, yes, because clearly, I mean, if it can wipe out an ocean like that, then the human should already be dead.
Yes.
Like, I guess theoretically speaking. So again, we're not scientists,
okay.
but this is bad.
This
So the
seems bad.
girls, it seems bad. And so the girls, they're like looking through this little window on their shuttle and they see these beams of light coming from Mac's spaceship.
Okay.
And they're like, oh shit, he's already carrying out the plan. We don't have a lot of time. We have to do something now. And so their shuttle, though, it's just like moving through space, moving further and further out. And through the window, they now see another shuttle in the distance. And there's a window in that shuttle, too.
Uh-huh.
And they're able to see Jerry's unconscious body
oh, no.
just like floating about in the shuttle that's deeper off in space.
Oh, shit. I thought he was going to be like, Jerry waving. Oh,
yeah.
Jerry's body.
Jerry possibly dead.
Hope is unconscious.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yes. So they realize at this point that Tim must have somehow kidnapped Jerry and, like he did with the girls, stuffed him into a shuttle, sent him into space, and thus took over his post at Whoop so that he could carry out his plan for world destruction. Yikes. I guess no one else was around at the agency to vet him, to notice, to see that Jerry was gone. Maybe this is, honestly, I think all this is happening in like a 24 to 48 hour period. It's all very quick and fast moving.
Yikes.
So to get over to Jerry's shuttle and save him and then work together to stop Tim, the girls are like rifling through their gadgets that they still have on them. And they decide to use the tornado in a can spray. So they again, we're not scientists. I've never been to space. I've never been in a space shuttle. I can't say how this works, but they attach the spray can to some sort of valve or something in the shuttle. They set off the tornado through the valve, which, pushes air out and propels them deeper into space and closer to Jerry's shuttle.
Yeah.
They're then able to latch on to Jerry's pod and, steer both of the pods back towards the mothership where Tim is carrying out his evil plan. I don't know science. Keep it moving.
Yeah, I trust it.
So before stopping Tim, though, the girls, they get on Jerry's shuttle. They're like, hold on, we can't save the world yet. We got to save Jerry first.
Yeah.
So they get on / enough people are already dead. We can't save the people that have already died. What's like 50,000 more?
Protection, not humans protection. We're protecting Jerry. That's it right now.
One singular human at a time. This one is
That's
in our
all we
control.
Signed up for.
Yes. So they get onto Jerry's shuttle / pod thing. They resuscitate him. Thankfully, he is still alive. They're able to save him just before he runs out of oxygen. And then the three girls, while Jerry's just waking up and figuring out what the hell. Exactly. That's literally the look in his face. Just where am I?
I was at my desk. Now I'm in space.
Now I'm in space. I can hardly breathe. My head hurts. Everything is still foggy.
Why am I floating?
The girls, they then latch back. They steer the shuttle back to the mothership. They get onto the mothership and they're looking for Tim so that they can stop him before the Earth is totally destroyed. But unfortunately, Tim, ever the clever spy, he's able to sneak up on the girls and he fires again the Evapo blaster at all three girls. Immediately dehydrating their skin and seemingly aging them by many years. You can immediately see the wrinkles forming and they're just immediately weak and thirsty and fatigued and just unable to fight. It's the life has just been sucked out of them. And so the girls like fall back and they can't really do anything. But as Tim is like, haha, like, no one can stop me. I told you girls that this was my plan to carry out and I will do it successfully. Whatever, villain monologue again.
Villain things, yeah.
But as he's saying this stuff, we see a small purple like orb appearing in front of Tim. And it just starts growing and growing increasingly in size until it pretty much just swallows Tim and holds him captive. So he's like trapped in this purple, like ethereal orb in this spaceship. And so the girls like weakly and slowly turn around and they see Jerry looking like a badass, like he's in his suit, but he's like still floating. So like everything's just like,
fuck yeah, Jerry.
And he's got this gun that apparently shoots out purple orbs.
Which side note, he knows different planes and realms. We've confirmed this episode. It's definitely some other world.
That's alien technology. That's some fucking alien tech.
Without a doubt, yes.
But also he then does say like, ha, gotcha, Tim, with the very gun that you created.
Oh,
so boom, coming full circle for Mr.
Jerry's
Scam.
mad.
/ they've obviously been onto this alien technology even since Tim Scam was working for them 20 years ago.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, Jerry is pissed and he is not messing around anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, I thought I got rid of you 20 years ago.
Shit.
So at this point, with Tim Scam in this purple orb prison of his own creation,
I love that.
Jerry grabs the evapo blaster from, near him. He launches it into some sort of reverse setting, classic. Shoots the girls first, which rehydrates them and re-energizes them. Cool. And then, he shoots it at Earth and waters the Earth a bit while Tim is just like screaming in this purple orb cell. And they save the day. And that's that. And so later, they get out of space and they make it back to Bel Air.
Okay, there's a lot of damage
or Beverly Hills,
on Earth, though.
Yeah,
significant damage with that.
It's cool. You can't bring those. Don't dwell in the past, Grace. We only look forward.
We learned that from Tim. Don't dwell on the past, getting revenge on planets, and whoop. Keep moving forward. Keep growing. Keep evolving.
The people who died. They died. But you know what? All that matters is that the oceans are running deep once again. The water's back. The people who did not die are now rehydrated.
We're sorry. You survived.
There's like 10,000 people left on Earth. Hey, but we got them.
I mean, he was pretty successful, I would say. Tim's pretty successful in this.
Yeah, time moves differently in space. So for all we know, like they were up there for like a whole year, maybe even. Like Tim was just blasting that ray for
They come back and like nuclear war Mad Max has happened.
Oh, sorry. And now that you said that, I have to just pay respects and tribute to Tina Turner, who just passed away as of our recording of this episode. Yeah, exactly. This episode is like scheduled for like late July, but as of our recording, Tina Turner just passed away. And yeah,
but at least she didn't have to die from evaporated.
Exactly. This is not how the water was lost in Mad Max. Or maybe it was. Whoa, Totally Spies, Mad Max crossover. Anyway.
Oh my God, I would watch.
I would totally watch it. Totally watch it. I have to say totally.
Here we go. Here we go. Mad Max like vehicles ripping down.
It's out of control.
You know how like in Fury Road it has like the guitar player zombie dude, but it's this song, the theme song. It's the flame amps.
Sam and Clover and Alex each have their own like road rage whatever massive car that they're just like busting through the
Barry
desert.
Is so good at making weapons. He would rule Mad Max.
He would
environment.
He would do quite well there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, the girls, they all make it back to Beverly Hills. They're back at Sam's house. They're talking about how they missed their snowboarding trip, which was probably ruined by Tim anyway.
There's no snow.
There's no snow. So, like, in addition, now that you think about it, there's the initial damage just from losing all of the water, from people being dehydrated. But think about all the people also doing like water and snow activities, like snowboarding, who like 1 second you're snowboarding, the next you're just on like rugged mountain terrain or something.
Tumbling down, falling.
Yeah.
Like,
And so
think
like,
of all of the ships that suddenly just plummeted to the bottom of the now dry ocean. Like,
yeah, crashing. All those people aboard
Yes.
instantly died from that, not from the dehydration.
wouldn't like all of
So-
the gas been evaporated from our cars? So all of the cars just wrecked.
Yeah, just crash into each other.
Yeah, that's what I mean by
anything,
mayhem.
anything that's like hydropowered, like Hoover Dam, instantly
Done.
just like done, gone.
Yeah.
California, Nevada, never heard of them
Done.
because they don't have water anymore.
Right. That's what I mean by like things are not okay. He was successful.
Yeah. Like doing this, shooting this evapor blaster for 5 minutes is enough to send the world into mayhem and chaos, probably.
Utter chaos. Yeah.
And this guy
Millions
was
of people
probably
are
up there
dead.
for days doing it per space travel time.
Yeah.
So, but
It's
like
not good.
it's cool. They kind of saved the day.
Kind of.
So
But we're back in
anyway,
Bel
but
Air,
we're
or
back.
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. I know I keep saying Bel Air too for whatever reason. Rich California, Hollywood,
Yeah, it's all the same.
suburbs,
LA-ish.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, they're like so upset that they missed their snowboarding trip, but like whatever, because at least they got to save the world and Jerry, which
Yes.
TBH, Jerry did most of the world saving, but whatever.
True.
It's cool. And so the girls admit that they were actually starting to miss Jerry, even though like before they found out Tim's scam was, well, Mac Smith was Tim's scam. They're like, yeah, I mean, we were kind of missing Jerry, even though Mac was really cool. And just as they say this, Jerry calls them through a video chat because again, he's like, oh, they're talking about me. Let me tune
I know,
in.
I was
I can hear
like, oh, and hey, my ears were
Hi.
burning.
Hi, aka I got the alert that I put into the microphone
hear my
underneath your
name.
sofa.
Hello, spies. Are you talking about me again?
Talking about me? Good to see you. And so Jerry, he thanks them for saving his life, and the girls thank him for saving theirs in return. And Jerry's like, how about this? I'm going to repay you guys by sending you on an exclusive ski trip to St. Moritz, which I had to look up. It is a real place. It's in the Swiss Alps. It's a very primp and, posh and
Bougie.
proper bougie ski resort town. They've had like the Winter Olympics there twice.
Oh shit.
Apparently,
okay.
like professional runners go there during the summertime for altitude training.
Damn,
it's like
okay.
it's that kind of place. So they're like, hell yeah, Jerry, let's go. We couldn't go on our snowboarding trip, so this is literally like 2,000 times better.
Yeah.
But before they go, Jerry's like, you'll go right after I have you guys train the entire Whoop Canine division, finish your homework, clean your rooms, and I'm going to need some help in the office with filing some paperwork. And that's the end.
Amazing.
So Jerry is alive and back on their asses about getting work done.
What'd they do with Tim? Did they
He's
just
still
like
in the
open
purple
up the
orb.
hatch and just push the orb out?
Mm-hmm. He'll
Close the
die
hatch.
eventually.
Yeah, go
Yep.
back to space.
Yeah. Or they put him into that like water feature with the like Cthulhu-esque whatever HP Lovecraft
just
fucking
floating
sea
around.
monster.
It's
Yeah.
actually the ball that he's in is now Cthulhu's like play toy.
Yeah. He's just like playing catch with it with the other monsters.
Exactly.
Yes.
The Kraken's in there and all of like the tentacles are just smashing it around.
Yeah. And that's
Okay,
the
cool.
end of Tim's scam. Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know.
Great job.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow, that took so many turns. I didn't expect. I was sus of Mac, but
Yeah.
not in that way. Also, like, I don't know, just really real in this day and age in which there's like continual like intergovernment leaks by staff and shit. Like, yikes.
Mac was in on it. It was funny too, because so this episode is called The New Jerry. And when you first see Mac as like their new handler or whatever, I was like, oh shit, what's happening? Because I know I've seen later episodes of the show and Jerry is back. So my first thought before they like talked about this whole Tim Scam
Oh, yeah.
character, I was like, oh, well, maybe they just fired Mac for like being super irresponsible with spending. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is not a mission, sending these girls to like pay for go on a shopping spree. Like, yeah, he should be fired for that. And then they bring Jerry back or something, or like for negligence for not taking Tim Scam seriously. Once I did hear about Tim Scam, and I was like, oh wait, no. Tim Scam is literally Mac Smith backwards.
Well, I
see where this is going now
at first, but yeah, I was like, Jerry's in all of my episodes. So I was like, oh, maybe it's like he comes back from retirement or something like that. But obviously, as the episode went on, I was like, where's Jerry? Where's Jerry? Where's Jerry Bear?
Where's Jerry Bear? I miss him.
Great job.
Thank you. So yeah, another crime-laden episode. All the action and adventure.
Amazing.
You're gonna laugh not only at all those funny one-liners in there, but when the fucking car explodes, Grace, I literally was like, I was laughing so hard because it's just
shock.
way too intense. Laughing from shock. Exactly. Because it's just like way too intense for a children's show. But like,
yes, this is
whatever.
Is this a kid's show?
It might not be. I don't know. It's like,
yeah,
I think
it
might be geared more for preteens and like teenagers than like very young children. But like, I remember watching it right after school, which is like prime time for young kids.
So
yeah. So
who knows?
Anyway,
wow, awesome.
So next week we'll be back with another wild episode of Totally Spies. But until then, Grace, who should the lovely people out there tell about this podcast?
I think you should tell a cashier at a department store. You know, retail sucks. It's hard to work in retail, but you can tell that cashier and be like, look, I know there's some real assholes you deal with, but at least it's not this situation in which a credit card almost ninja stars your head off while trying to kill some spies.
And literally destroys your entire inventory.
Yes, which like means the cashier, has to clean it up.
Yeah, can you imagine cashiers at that mall after like folding up the shredded clothing, like
they're so fucking
putting it back on display because it's like they have nothing else though.
They're
they have to still
hoping to be evaporated.
Yes.
At this point, they're so sick of their jobs.
They see the evapor blaster laser like hitting them. They're like, "Thank you."
They walk outside to be closer to it because retail work sucks so much.
So dark, but not inaccurate.
Exactly. Who else should they tell?
I think you should tell an astronaut. Find someone who's been up to space and ask them about how long in Earth time Tim Scam would have been actually shooting the evapor blaster from space to see, because I'm convinced that it was more than just like the 5 to 10 minutes that went by in the episode. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Great. I love it.
Yeah. Cool. So until next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.